been doing so. It's not telling me it is live or not, so that's kind of weird. Wait, I can use it on my phone. Why did I not do that earlier? That one, Livestream. Yeah, it's good. Okay. This one. Whoa, it's nighttime. And I burned so much fuel. This is not good. And the lake is frozen. Hold on a second. I don't have any more water. That one still has water. That's weird. Hey. Okay. So Boo is telling me that she is, like, stream is again live. That's good. I'm actually going to take a nap because it's nighttime. Sleep till dawn. There we go. Wait a minute, I got minus money? How does that work? I'm losing money. For me, both Twitch and YouTube says playing STO even after refreshing. Azubon, what does the title say? Stupid winter. I need water. Can I grab that thing and put it in the water? Put it in here. There. Put it in there. No, it doesn't work. Well, maybe. No. It's not working. On YouTube, Star Trek Online. What? I just changed it. On Twitch, category Star Trek Online. Okay, on Twitch I didn't change anything. That's correct, but on YouTube it should say something different. Okay, let me just. We are live again. Yes. And we are going to be live until 4 p.m.-ish. There. That's some familiar face for you guys. And a familiar loading screen. Must be the Iconian referring. Hey, we got to play Dabo. Complete the Iconian TFO. Oh, I hate these. I really hate these Iconian TFOs. Bug hunt. Who wants to do bug hunt with me? Luckily, we have to do only one of them. Well, can't change the title, so let's change the game. Yeah. Look at the calendar. Calendar, what's up with the calendar? Elachi, bonus mark, Arena of Soulpack. Oh, this is what you were talking about earlier. When is this gonna start? 1st of August of Augustus the 1st of August. Augustus the 1st. Starts in 12 days. August the 1st. Okay, so August the 1st until what? 22 days of arena? Hello. Sir Samigal? You want to join in the team? Sure. Has been cancelled. No, don't cancel it. Okay, so thank you for telling me that there's gonna be some wait, chat is not showing up. Stupid chat. Not chat. No. Chat. There you go. Done. We're live. Yes, we're live. We're always live. Okay, get back to the game. Today is chronological day. It's my birthday. What? Congratulations. Happy birthday. How old are you now? 19? 20? Bonus mark, it's not there yet. What is today? Today is 20th of July. 20th. We do get bonus marks in progress. I also need to defeat Zenkethi in ground 60 of these guys. 46 in human years. Wow. That's... You're a little bit older than I am. STO now. Yes, STO now. You guys didn't like Gold Rush. There was too much confusion to everybody. What is this and what is that? So how is your how is the job hunting going? I see Mr. Plasma is here. Finally, we got some action going. I have new people that I want to be my no? Okay. Pariah 3.
Welcome to Pariah 3. I'm Lieutenant John Vanderveer, and I'll be your demolitions expert on this trip. The mission is...
The mission is always simple. I'm doing my best as it pertains finding suitable long-term employment. Yeah. I hope you're gonna get something, man. Something that's worthwhile. Somebody's using cold stuff. Do we have a science over with us? Whoa, we have 2 science. We got Stefan and Medicat. You guys cannot see their names, but they're there right now.
Fire in the hole!
Boom.
Obstacle clear.
So you guys actually enjoy SEO more than the Gold Rush, huh? That is something I did not expect. You know what? Let me also fire up Discord for you guys. Often I play Bug Hunt even with an EV suit on. Seriously? Why does it say I don't not mute me by the server? Okay. There. Hey, you guys went, oh, wait a minute, wait. I often tend to forget I got an EV suit, if that's what you mean by that. But you usually have the icon up here to activate the EV suit. So that's how I actually see it, that I still need to pay close attention to what I'm wearing. But when it comes to having the wrong gear, yeah.
Fire in the hole! Area clear.
I was never super great when it comes to playing this game. Neither am I. I can tell you that. There are much more better players out there than I am. I don't know if you ever seen the leaderboard or anything like that.
This narrow fissure in the rock. Be careful. I don't know what's waiting for us at the bottom.
I do, some ugly monsters. But I never tend to find out what's, like, you know, the best gear out there for your character, as this game obviously has different ways to have fun. Hey, somebody's killing me. Or is draining my shields.
According to our scans, there's a tunnel under us. Give me a moment, and I'll clear a path.
Alright, hurry up.
Fire in the hole! Walk that first step.
Hello, Marcus. Yes, but you blow things up. I kinda do, yeah. But I always get lucky. You know that, right? I'm not good at this game. I always get lucky. Like, the whole time I'm relying on the team to do a really good effort, a really good job at what they're doing.
I think I can get us across. See that large stalag? Cover me!
Hey, we got a dino. Hey, I have a dino as well. Let me use that one as well. Dino! What is making all of these guys green? What ability was that? Look, they're green again. That is something I have no idea what's happening. Look, now they're blue. Now we're green. Is it because of this guy? What is he using? Fix him up? A proton electrical generator. What? Proton electrical regeneration. Fix him up. Okay. That's kind of new. Don't know where he got that, but... I'm going the wrong way.
This is it, the center of the hive, where we'll find the spawn.
Yes, we will deal with her. What is... Oh, I thought my game crashed. Cold fusion flash. Someone is using... I don't remember what it does, though. Sounds familiar in the name, but don't know what it does. Or at least... not right away. Oh. 11k right there. That one, and then leave this place because it's just crazy. And now I'm in fire, on fire. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try my luck at the GPL. Somebody PM me. You this read wrong? Did you just leave? Okay, play double.
Spin the wheel and win.
I want to put $1,000 on 3, 9, and 11. That's fast. It's rather sad that my sweeping strike do more damage than most of my guns. It happens. If you what? That's it? I just want 2k? Oh, okay. How much TPL do I have? It says right here. Ooh, 2 million. I'm gonna continue playing this Dabo. Right there.
The limited time rewards have ended. You can still seek out artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
Let's see if my luck is any good. Because last time that I did these GPL, my luck was so bad. It was crazy. Must have put down like, I don't know, million or EC or something like that, and I got nothing in return. Even though I understand that, like,
This is your lucky spin.
like this part right here, it's kind of weird. We can actually make it bigger. But it says right here you're going to get the payout in percentage. So if I add a really weird number right here, and I'm going to give you guys an example. And I actually talked about this the other time that I was on the stream as well. So let's say I put this as a number, right? So I place a bet of a 987 EC on each slot.
Your luck has to change sometime.
Then my percentage should be some weird number, right? If I win something. It shouldn't be a round number like that. Well, it shouldn't be 150 or 200. Okay, now they fixed it. Look at that. Okay, now. Nice. Okay, so finally they got that going. Oh, I failed to mention I liked your video on the Edison Temporal ship video, Sakura. Thank you. Thank you, Adam. Spent about an hour and a half doing that. There we go. They finally fixed it. We got like weird numbers. Wow. Okay, good. Some odd numbers right there. Nice. I wonder if that's going to be the same if I slot in GPL instead of EC.
Dabo makes the universe go round.
I need to defeat the Zenkethi in ground combat. Okay, just use GPL for that. So, let me ask you guys this.
Keep your eyes on the wheel.
Where do you guys go? Sorry. Sorry. Where do you guys go to finish off these kind of endeavors? It's kind of weird. Like defeat Zenkethi. You usually go like, you know, through the story arc, just start off a mission or something like that.
So, you come here often?
Sakura, have bought some better audio gear, and once I've set it up and Twitch up, I'm planning to do some live streaming myself. Would love to co-stream some games with you. Definitely, Azwan. Hit me up, man. Definitely. I am ready for Lucari TFO. I mean to say, sickly. Sickly?
Keep your eyes on the wheel.
Are you sickly? Oh, sorry. I am a bit sickly as it comes to. I have this cough that I still am not getting rid of. For a long time now, it's still staying there. It's not getting any better. I definitely need to see a doctor about that. I'm still sickly, yeah. The cough is not going anywhere. Okay, so Azuban, tell me what kind of gear do you get? We need to find a better way of communicating than STO stream. We have the Discord that's up. I'm in the Discord right now. I'm only there by myself. Nobody's there. Okay, so I got more luck when I was below 1000 in GPL than when I was on top of cheap 1000. So 999. 999. 989.
Ooh, those ship holo emitters are pretty snazzy.
Please send Discord link. How do I do that? Wait a minute. Isn't Discord? Wait. Instant invite. Use button. Copy. Okay. Paste. There. Okay, so two things. Kumar, you are in the wrong Discord. Hold on. One second. Let me fix that up. You are at the Fleet Discord. I can actually go there. It's all good. Let me just. Leave. Disconnect. Where is the voice chat? Star Trek. No, come here and unmute. Okay. Live dashboard. Reload. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a link. It's only valid for a day, but I'm going to put the Discord link in the video description, or at least that should be there. There. Okay, so there you guys go. Okay, let me just unmute you guys so you guys can talk. Hey, you went away. Okay, there, you guys can talk now. Okay, let me also put it on the live stream description. There you go. Settings have been updated, and then we can remove that one. Okay. Is Boo still around with the plasma? Okay, what are you guys talking about? An XLR microphone with a mixer and a studio headphone. And a microphone arm which broke after using it twice. So I have been trying to find a solution for that. What's the budget? What's your budget, Azuban? For the microphone arm. The microphone arm is The one that I'm currently using is the Rode. It's kind of spelled like RODE. And trust me, that can actually hold even the Yeti microphone. That's like really heavy. That can even hold that one up. So I think this one is around 80 euros or something like that. And I don't know if that's going to fit in your budget, but I hear people moaning. Okay, so that's weird. I'm getting a little bit of gold pressed platinum back in return. In total, it was around 170. The arm was literally the cheapest they had, 23 euros.
The house always wins.
I would probably go back to the store and get your money back. It's good at using a microphone with one of those hoist arms as such. Okay, hold on. Let me get you guys a picture. Okay, so you guys are going to see something. Don't freak out. Screen recording. Okay. So this is the one that I'm using currently. Camera, stop playing with your mic. 2-hour drive in a cross-country drive in Europe. 2 hour? Where the hell did you go? Outside of Holland? They do... What? They don't do like shipping? Why you have to drive over there? From Limburg to Zealand. Ooh. Alright, you're all the way there. So this is the mic that I'm, or at least the stance that I'm holding. Using the mic to hold my microphone up. This one is like probably one of the best mics holder that you can have. Somebody's talking, but it's really quiet. Yeah, this is one of the mics. The holder. It's, I don't know, it's I think it's a Swedish company or something like that, because the O is like has like the stripe across it. But then, yeah, the hoist microphones such as, yeah, Bucks, there is what I bought all. Yeah, I mean, they do have like a really good. You can actually clamp this part, this part under your desk, and it has like a swivel thingy. This lower part that you see that can actually hook up under your desk, under the table, and you can actually, you know, and hook it up that way, and it's really sturdy and can hold up to, I think, about like 5 kilograms or something like that. It's really good. I actually had before the mic that I'm using right now, I actually had the Yeti mounted on top of this thing, and it was still supporting, and you could still move it around, and it stayed, wherever you wanted to stay. So it's really good. But on the other hand, it kind of is a little bit costly. 81 right now, euros, and that's before shipping. So you still need to have like shipping costs and all that. So someone on Discord is bouncing to scream in the stream. Who is that? Is that you? Raz, good morning, Raz. He's up.
Morning.
Hey. I'm raising you guys' voice a little bit so I can hear you better. But oh, free shipping. There you go. Yeah, it says right there on top, free shipping. But yeah, if you're looking for something like that, 3-year warranty, 2 weeks, 60 days, money back guarantee, stuff like that. The most of my gear that I actually used, I actually grabbed it from here, from Bax. And I'm kind of happy with them, to be honest. But let's get in the game again. Adam is in the game, in the Discord. Hey, Adam. Somebody's laughing.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm okay.
What kind of like XLR mic you got, Osman? RIP stream? No, stream is still good.
Buy another drink. Maybe it'll bring you good luck.
I know I can return it, but it won't solve my problem. A replacement will probably just break as quickly as I cannot afford a more expensive one. Ah.
This is your lucky spin.
I understand. I understand what you mean.
Raz, I don't have a computer nor a gaming console.
Then you know what I'm gonna recommend for you, Azurban? Get one of the desktop stands, or maybe the microphone came with a desktop stand. Basically, use that to get like the funding going. I'm gonna look up what you got. Images.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
better.
Hey. Is it this one? This one also has a. This one already has a stand.
Oh, okay.
So basically, just use that to your.
Someone's microphone and it's not working.
Whose? Oh, the guy at the end?
Yeah, yes, I think.
No, but that's on his end. That's not on the servers.
Yes, I understand. Raz, your microphone is turned off.
Yeah, I muted it.
Roger that.
I mean, if that's okay, you know.
Understood.
Okay, so you got that as a mic. This as a studio mixer. And the headphones. Nice. They got like fancy buttons up there that you can press and do. And on the headphones, don't you have headphones already? Ooh, that voice. Adam, I believe Boo is talking to you.
One moment, please.
It does come with the shock mount and its stand, but it sucks because it's too low and short. Yeah, I had the same problem, but you shouldn't be like. I'm actually lots of people on YouTube actually like if you look at the videos and tutorials and stuff like that, how to properly use your microphone and stuff like that, all of them tell you like you need to be really close with your microphone and stuff like that. But in reality, you really don't need to have your microphone pressed like on top of your mouth. You basically need like, I don't know, like 10-15 centimeters across it, so you really don't need to be that close in your face, basically. Hey, I'm losing so much GPR right now. I'm not gaining any. This game is rigged.
No, it's not.
Ooh, those ship holo emitters are pretty snazzy.
My headset I used had a broken mic and one of the ears started to break, so I had to replace it. Ooh. I understand that. They are a little bit clumsy with, you know, making really good quality stuff. My actually, the mic that I had on my headset actually is not good quality. It is kind of good quality if you want to communicate to other team members, like, you know, in STO or in Discord and stuff like that. But it's not really good quality if you want to do recordings or live streams and stuff like that. It's just not that good. So actually, when I started doing, like, the beginning, doing YouTube and stuff like that, then I actually invested in a little bit in gear. And to be honest, once you've done that, once you see the quality improving in your setup, so much better. Tried a Logitech G Pro headset, but it was awful. The sound, the mic. McDonald's drive-through for breakfast. Why not? Nice. Are they still open at, like, what is it? 6, 7, 7-ish over there? Why? Nice. They have the McBreakfast already.
You have not had food.
Oh, McD is 24/7 open? Wow.
Latin is a girl's best friend.
So, kind of need to do this Kathy Crown mission though.
What's the harm in a little friendly
In progress.
The limited time rewards have ended. You can still seek out artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
All science and potence. Let's use that.
Keep your eyes on the wheel.
I need to kill about 60 of these Enkathys. What games are you going to start streaming? Sorry, did somebody say something? Hello? No? Okay.
Yes.
I thought somebody was saying something.
Yes, they were.
What did they say?
Their weapon is inefficiently shipped.
Okay, that's right. I was gonna say, do you think they will ever raise the level cap to level 7?
If they are going to raise the level cap to level 70. Oh, no, man. Okay, I messed up. That's a good question. That's something to think about, though. Could be interesting if they did, but I don't see that being really beneficial to them as it goes for the game. I mean, there are so many aspects of the game that are right now, because we are at, like, you know, a higher level, we have so much good gear and stuff like that, is too easy for us to go through. As you just saw how fast bug hunt actually went down, the entire mission, right? Because we are using really good good gear, and the entire bug hunt mission was actually meant for players like 50 and, you know, 50 and around that, 50, 55. But because we are now at like level 60 and stuff like that, we're actually going through that entire mission really quickly, like with the gear that is like being evolution in the game, like, you know, better and all that. So I don't know if that's going to be really beneficial to them, if they are going to raise that. Also, like, if they have, I don't know if they have any plans for like the next tier in ships, like tier 7.
Life signs ahead. They're waiting for us.
I don't, yeah, I never heard anybody about saying anything about that, so I should say
level 50
no.
lasted for years, and 60 is still pretty new. I think they have plenty of stuff to sell at level 60.
Exactly.
And, you know, to your point, like what you were saying before, something that SOB always says is, like, there's no content that requires the level of gear that we've got right now. So, you know, I'm not sure, like you were saying, if there's any real reason for it. I mean, will they one day raise the level, you know, the cap to level infinity? Well, it can go as high as they want eventually, but I think it'll be around for a few years.
We must be getting close.
The path continues down from here. The protomatter bomb is still ahead of us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
The Kaon levels are rising.
they have the option to
Closer
do stuff that is going to be beneficial to them, just, you know, to make money, obviously. It's some kind of cash cow, but there has to be a reason for that, to do that, you know, to put their resources into to increasing something, or just giving us that option to actually level up the characters. But as it is, most of the STFs or the Qs or TFOs these days, they have been made like a couple of years back, and there is no reason why they should increase that as par for, you know, just to give us like something new. They can definitely give us something new with the current level, and just make that, like, gear or weapon wise, you know, just an increasement for, what's the current gear, 15? Yeah, 15. So you can basically go to like 16 or something like that, you know, a higher tier in gear wise, but not level wise. Level wise, I don't see them, you know, increasing that. There has to be like a really good reason, good purpose for that, to actually do that.
Look.
I wish they would add more Vulcan starships into the game.
They only left a few girls. They clearly
There's really only so many in the canon anyway. I mean, I guess they can come up with more, but
I really don't want to be negative about, you know, stuff in the game, but it's been a point of mine that they've been focusing so much on ships that they kind of need to go to a totally different direction. In the game there are like, what, the billion ships to choose from as it is right now, but content wise, not a lot, to be honest. If you level up your character, like, you know, you make a new character and then you go through the story arc, you basically level up your character all the way to the end, right? To level 65. And there is nothing more to do. The only thing that's really interesting is about, you know, obtaining gear and doing the TFOs to the, you know, the highest level, advanced and elite. But especially for the new players, the new players are content with, you know, with the story arcs that they do. But what about the old players? The old players doesn't really. Me personally, I'm looking at just, you know, from my perspective, and I could be definitely wrong here, and, you know, please correct me if I'm saying something that's weird and, you know, not to the way that you're thinking. But I'm set up with the ship that I'm using. I'm content with that, you know. I don't need to be like over the top. And I'm kind of like, is this it? Is this it for me for, you know, for spending that much time and effort in the game? Just doing the dailies these days and that's it? There's no appeal for me to be in the game. Even though a new ship comes out, even though something really cool comes out, it's still like I'm content with what I have. I have so many choices to choose from. And not saying that I have the resources to choose from. No, it's just the option to choose whatever ship that you want, right? I'm not talking about resources or something like that. Just the option to have different ships.
Island Beta is shut down.
Third ring.
I wish they had. I'm sorry. I
No,
wish
go
they
ahead.
had more playable. I wish they had more playable species for the Klingon and Romulan factions.
We're all clear.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point that I'm making. The game is not going to change even if you are going to use a Romulan or a Klingon or a Federation. The game is still going to be the same. And my thoughts on that is, like, they've been heavily focused on making new ships and they're putting their resources into that. That's kind of understandable because it's a company, they need to make money, and, you know, that's their way, their primary way of making money, selling the ships. But even if you make like new characters or new playable species, Romulans, Klingons, of species that we currently don't have, the game is still going to be the same, right? The game by itself is not going to change.
Unless they remove or add something.
Sakuda,
Yes, sir.
what would you like the game to be changed that would make it better?
That's a good question. I've been getting that question from a long time ago, and I actually have proof of concept that actually works with the reason, or at least with the option that I'm going to give you, is not to focus so much on the game itself as they're doing, like, ship-wise and, you know, new gear and new stuff, the new shiny stuff, but something that the majority of people can actually enjoy. And if you go back to like 5 or 6 years ago when they actually introduced something new, and by that I mean like content as it goes, for like new episodes and stuff like that, we actually saw an increase in people that actually wanted to play Star Trek, to that point that we actually had the login queues. The servers were full and you could not actually join the servers. There was like a queue for you to actually join Star Trek and play Star Trek online. And that's been like for like 5 or 6 years back when they introduced
Yes,
the new...
I remember those days when they used to have lots of storyline episodes, and it was fun.
Yeah,
It really was.
that's where I'm actually going for, because you had so many people, and they gave us like every I believe at some point they gave us like every week or every 2 weeks a new episode to play.
I think that's the key. That was a lot more frequent, because
Yeah.
what you're talking about, like when they started doing that, and the whole season concept. Right before that was a desert. Like there was nothing. There was no new content for like years. It was so boring. And the two things that kind of came out of that as Endgame, which are kind of happening, now was, just DPS records. Okay, like that's a lot of fun. But then PvP was actually really big back then. And PvP is a little weird and wonky right now, but those end up being the two end games besides grinding dailies to get shiny objects and buy ships. So I think I'm really with you on a lot of these ideas.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at back and what Star Trek actually is and what actually drove you to the TV screen as it goes for the TV episodes, it's like, what story are they going to tell us now? It's not like, hey, I got a new shiny ship and I'm gonna still do the same tour of the galaxy with, the same the same gear that I used to, but now in a different ship. No, the story is like, that's the whole reason for STO, for the reason when you actually were pinned down to the TV. And I understand, like, there's not going to be that much content, but I mean, if you look back at like what really was good, like the Iconian storyline, that was amazing to play through. Right? We couldn't actually wait for the next season, next part of the storyline to come out, and they released it in not in one bulk, but just a month after an episode, and then after 2 weeks, and then I think that
I used to love the different seasons with all the different episodes and so forth.
Yeah,
I really like that, and then all of a sudden they kind of drop off with developing that.
Like with any show or I don't know, series that we watch these days. I mean, Game of Thrones, everybody's hanging on the edge of their seats for the next episode. You gotta have a little anticipation, something to look forward to, right?
No, I'm totally on board on that, definitely. But it's the entire story that you have to go through. Like, that's what's going to get me back to hardcore playing, and not just do the daily grinds what I'm actually doing right now.
They even used to have patrol as a part of the Delta Recruit missions.
Because if I look at just to myself, like, I used to be like, hardcore grinding because I wanted to get the new shiny and the new stuff that is coming out, but after a certain amount of time of doing that, right now I'm just into maintenance mode. It's like there is no real reason for me to do that. And coming back to or at least my thoughts on why they actually stopped doing that is because they actually went down a road where they and this is at hindsight, obviously, looking back at stuff, but the whole reason, or at least my thoughts on this, is like they actually went to the actors of STO, to the people that was actually really close to STO, and they hired them to have an addition in the game to get the voiceovers and stuff like that, where they actually deviated on making content and putting familiar faces in the game. Hindsight, that might not have been the best idea, because the resources, let's say the financial part that they actually spend it out to get the voice over for a certain part of a mission or something like that, they could have like better used to make like content, and that's
You mean versus writing and programming? That's a good
exactly.
point.
Exactly.
Because I was thinking like, yeah, to do a weekly episode, you're basically asking them to do a show, only like animate it. Like, so I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And those are just the small stuff, right? The small stuff where you can actually make like a bigger impact in the game. And not like a new ship that only has like a nacelle that can separate from the sausage section or whatever. That is really interesting, and you gotta have that and pay a lot of money to do that. No, I don't want another ship. I already have enough to choose from, And what difference does it make if your ship is, is something that you can relate based on a TV show, or something that you can relate just by the game, just something totally different that they just made up and sounds really cool, just to put it in the game. Use that, use the freaking Miranda that you get from, from the tutorial. That's fine, what difference does that make? It's about the experience that you go through.
It's
Or
a
at least
shame
that's my perspective. Sorry.
it's a shame that they removed some episodes. I guess from the storyline, from the game itself, that they consider to be side content. But I think some of them were quite interesting.
I know what you mean. I personally like the Kawabaki storyline.
Yeah, personally, I like the Nimbus storyline, where you had to, basically do ground stuff.
Oh, I used to love going around Nimbus and doing all the different missions that were part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Like also the some of these missions that we're talking about, because I got a question in the chat about that. We'll get those episodes back. Some of these missions are still in the game. Some of them have been removed. When they're going to come back, no idea. But they basically were talking about like streamlining the story arc. That's why they removed them. But yeah, some of them you can actually get back if you go to available right here. You basically have the same stories that
I think some of the missions were quite interesting, but I think that the people at Cryptic thought that they didn't serve any relevance, or that they
Like the mission Friends in Unlikely Places. It had an effect on the Delta Quadrant.
Yeah, but I mean, you can like in every game you basically see that there is like the main story arc, and there are like side missions, side quests that you basically can do if you just if you don't want to progress to the end real quickly, right? You do some side quests to get like a better feeling of the game, of enjoyment and whatever have you. For me personally, that's not a reason to actually remove content from the game, because it doesn't add to a story, and there is no real purpose of that mission to be in the game. For me, that's not a reason to remove that game. Some people might actually enjoy that way of a side story, just something that has to do with Star Trek. but doesn't really add to a storyline, you know? It's still there, it's still a mission, still new stuff that you, especially for new players, that you can go through.
The house always wins.
I thought what made it weird was, and maybe this was it, they were trying to not necessarily, well, streamline it, but then just they had to connect everything into one storyline from start to finish, and I didn't see any real reason for that. And a lot of the choices they made in the storylines and what was connected to what made no sense. There's so much I don't get about the script writing that they do sometimes. Like, I really don't understand the whole Terran Empire like storyline that they did. Like, how is Lita in charge of that just because we wanted her to be there, and why is Bajoran in charge of the Terran Empire, and how did it come back just because, you know, they got one ship on Terra Nor and defeated one ship from the Klingon, you know, Cardassian Alliance. I mean, it's just, nothing makes sense. It's kind of weird, but then they cut a bunch of stuff out to make one storyline through the whole, all the seasons, and I just don't think it was worth it.
Ready to get lucky?
Friend in unlikely places added a mystery before you knew it was the World War.
Yeah, some of the choices that they're making, I don't know. There's probably a good reason for them to make these choices, but we will never know. That's...
The Horgon hunt has started. Talk to the Horgon collector to participate.
No, we're not talking about the patrol missions. Patrol missions are good, but actual missions that they made in a particular story and that they just sidetracked and they removed from the game entirely, and you know, all due to the fact because they were streamlining the main stories in the game.
Congratulations!
Some of it is like really convoluted too. Like why the Iconians used the Alachis, who used the slugs to control the Vaadwaur to do what? Okay, there's a serious chain of events here that, you know, Romulan's 1 foot in, 1 foot out of that whole thing. So I don't know.
Oh sure, retweet thread, but not YouTube. What? You missed the Q missions? Yeah, those were good. The Q missions when Q actually flung you in front of the Borg cube and stuff like that. Those were good. No idea why they removed those, but
actually, if they did a season based on Q just messing with you, there's so many possibilities right there. That would be cool.
Exactly. And they had the didn't they had like John Delancey do like some kind of voiceover from the beginning of Star Trek? And it's like,
buy another drink.
I'm sure that guy would come back. That'd be cool. That reminds me, weird question. Does anybody have kids? Watch My Little Pony? Because John Delancey essentially has a character in that show that's based on Q. He's kind of this weird, chaotic, like, crazy character, and he's hilarious. But he's basically playing the same character in this other show. It's really funny.
No, I have not seen that one.
So much for a friend.
Yeah, actually, his name is in that show is Discord.
That's funny. Though they promised that all content will be put back like 6 months ago. I'm not seeing any new content that they remove being put back, and I'm not ignoring you guys. Come on.
Keep your eyes on the wheel.
They did say that they're going to remove content and then change like cinematic stuff, like the introduction or the trailer that you basically see in a movie that had no apparent reason for it to be there, or they changed something with the animation or something like that, and they said like we're gonna put it back, but I have not seen any new mission, or at least logs that they're going to update those things, or they finalized it and now it's back.
Yeah, like they're gonna forever. It had almost no cutscene in it.
Yeah. What's up, Christopher? What should I get for my next fleet ship, Miranda or the... Maybe that's totally your choice.
Good luck. Don't worry, the pencil isn't rigged anymore. This could be your day.
You definitely have to gambling bug. What?
Hey, this is also hot perhaps.
Is there a gambling bug that I'm not aware of? So, remember a couple of days back when they introduced this part? The title by itself got me so much excited.
Great.
And then when I read the entire blog, I was like, forget about it. I read this small section of the title. Let me just show it to you guys what I'm talking about. This part right here. And let me just zoom in so you guys can see this part right here. It says the Allied Cooperative Starship. And my mind immediately went to like, hey, they're bringing up the Borg.
Anymore.
But they didn't. So that was, yeah. I was thinking like maybe they're finally listening to us. So I was thinking maybe some kind of cooperative Borg vessel or anything like that.
Don't worry, the people isn't
Gamblers Anonymous. So what do you think the devs will do via buffering beams? Do you think they might increase proc chance or beams but keep DPS on the same, so beams will be more proc than other weapons? I have not even heard about buffing beams. Are they going to change stuff again? Raz, do you know anything about that?
No, I mean, I think I know what he's talking about. I mean, just let's see. Really, the top end cannon or top end builds right now are cannons. If you're just going for straight DPS, because they've really been enabled, and people have definitely figured out different ways to use them, play them, and you know the different buffs and consoles and traits. You get a lot more synergies now, so you know you can have an all cannon boat, you know, proc or hit a beam ability like you know FAW, and then you know you get a huge bonus to your cannon damage. You know, there's all these new synergies and ways to play stuff off of each other, and beams are definitely kind of drop down lower as far as you know weapon preferences, if you're going for high level DPS record runs. So I hear what he's saying. Also, there's you know the way the cannons are now, how powerful they are. So if there's a FAW boat running around trying to spam DPS across the board, doing AoE, a cannon build can actually mow down all the DPS faster, to the point where there's not, you know, there's less for the FAW boat to proc off of. So it's just kind of like they're a little bit of at a disadvantage right now. So I'm not sure what he's looking for as far as what we should do. Okay, I hear, you know, maybe increase procs or something, but I mean I haven't heard anything about changing that, and I'm not sure what the remedy is. But you know, if I had to go a little bit wider than that, like I think the entire engineer class right now and cruisers are just all completely disadvantaged. They've done, I mean, you can do a lot for survivability and tanking, but on the other hand, science is in an incredible place right now.
Yes,
and if you're
when I used to be playing, I used to use single cannons, and I know a lot of people think single cannons. Well, the reason why is they had a wider firing arc, and if you combine them with turrets in the back, it basically increased your overall scope of firing capacity, not in terms of DPS, but just being able to target more enemies. And that's why a lot of times I would use single cannons in the front and turrets in the back. Now I don't know how many people still do that today, most people tend to use dual cannons or dual heavy.
I mean, I've definitely done builds like that before, and they are fun. In fact, I did one on my Disco D7, just to be like, you say you can't make a cannon build out of this? Watch this! But, you know, it's never going to be optimal. It's never going to be the best ever. But it can be,
I can remember one time
you know, the
having
way
a
you're
ship
comfortable
that
playing.
had four mine launchers in the back, in the aft. And I used to love kind of flying around the enemy and dropping a whole bunch of mines all over the place.
But that is one build that's kind of well, I wouldn't just go for like mines. I wouldn't just say that mines are coming back, but like kinetic builds, you know, with some mines, that's definitely a build that's coming back. And if you look at players like Ranger Renza, you know, who is like a kinetic specialist, you know, it's amazing what he's able to piece together. But then, you know, the way things are going now, everything, you know, is evolving like science for right now. And an EPG torpedo build is just amazing and hilarious. It's just so much fun if you get all the synergies right.
Don't worry, the table isn't rigged anymore.
And then again, you know, like I said before, you know, optimal is for a DPS record run, not for the way anybody actually plays, you know, any kind of other content or even definitely PvP.
As I noticed with the new reputation, you can boost the damage output with boosting the damage output.
And then the other major shift is back towards, you know, just different weapon types like Phaser and Disruptor now, of course.
The Horgon hunt is ended. Try again soon.
Makes the universe go round.
PvP is a plague that should be avoided. The problem with PvP is that we didn't have a really good system to begin with.
Actually, I had done a couple PvP matches when I actually was playing.
Yeah.
One of them was there was one PvP match I took part in, 1v1.
Oh, Raz used to do PvP a long time ago. I don't know if he still does it, but
Those ship holo emitters are pretty.
from what I'm seeing, he usually does the whole, still making builds and all that.
I used to love PvP. I just don't do it quite as much anymore, and it was partially because there's more content and, you know, the reputation systems. There's so much more grinding actually in the game. But I enjoyed PvP, but you just can't go in there with the same kind of build that you do anything else with, and and I think cruisers again, engineers are a real disadvantage in PvP because they can't keep up with the burst damage of attack or, you know, put enough damage out to deal with the heal of a science or even the crowd control of a science. So for some players, they're just disadvantaged going in there for sure. That's a balance problem, and also I think for a lot of people it's a build problem. You just cannot go into a PvP match with the same build that you're doing an STF or even just playable content. But who's talking about those specialized builds? You know, there's not many people talking about that right now.
No. That's a shame.
But eventually, you know, when you're talking about endgame, is it competing against the system for DPS records, or is it actually competing against other players, right? And as in a team, and that can work if the system is right, because you look at games like Warships, it's team PvP, and that's all it is. Right?
Only,
So it can work. Surely there's some way to fix, balance this or whatever, and then actually attract players to it.
This phenomenal.
Don't worry, the table isn't rigged anymore.
Sorry when your friends, so maybe you can invite me to your fleet and beside you on the red outfit. Sure, man. No, my mic is working. I'm just hello.
Yeah, just because we were talking about weird builds, did you see anything on that build recently where the guy basically had 2 torpedo spreads with 0 downtime, but he didn't have any actual torpedo spreads mounted in his skill tray or his skill tray?
I kind of glimpsed over it and I was like, okay, but I didn't really finish off watching the entire.
Black magic.
What's the harm in a little graduation?
Question: why do people hate carriers in the game?
Who are all these people that hate carriers? Point them out to me. I will kill them.
Okay, well, I would say that there's some people who are not fond of carriers.
Yeah. The reason why people are not fond of carriers because there is a particular game style that you need to play when playing with carriers. You basically need to keep in mind that most of the DPS is going to be coming from your pets, and just, you know, you basically have like a slower turning rate than most cruisers. So it's kind of like
when you boost
flying
your
a brick.
weapons, you're also boosting the pets.
Yeah, exactly. You need to have traits that are boosting your pet's abilities and DPS and all that. So it's not basically meant to be flown as like, hey, I'm the captain, I'm going to do everything and that's it. No, you basically are like maybe 30-40% of your overall DPS is going to go towards your pets. They are going to do like, you know, bigger DPS than you are basically going to do. And people don't respond well to that kind of, you know, mentality, that kind of gameplay.
For a limited time
It is
only, I
an
will be
incredible
awarding
pain in the
bonus
butt
points
to
to
build
anyone
and then
who
transition
comes
back to anything
locate
else. Just like you're
several
saying, because you
artifacts.
do have to get all the traits and everything.
Yeah.
And then there's a weird thing about there's different kinds of carriers where some there's like a couple of different types where some can have beams and some can have cannons, and then never the twain shall meet. So kind of one other thing I think that bugs people. Like, I guess the difference between, let's say, a tier 6 Akira, which does have pets, versus, you know, the new Disco Enterprise, which also has pets.
Maybe it'll bring you good luck.
Consoles can get a little wonky too.
Yep. But trait is, or at least the slots that you have for traits that are available for you to enhance your, either yourself or the or the pets. You basically need to focus on your pets being more of a survivability, because what you can basically do is you can just move out of combat, just stay within the 15 and 15 kilometer range and 10 kilometer range, just out of the weapon range, and your pets can basically continue to do damage. And that's kind of the idea, tactic behind it. Like, hey, you can also do it this way. So why are you playing Jabo? Because I need money, man. I need money. I'm going to leave Discord as there is time distortion between when I speak and when it's heard on STO YouTube. Yes, there is definitely a little bit of a lag. What happens is I record everything what happened here and then upload it to YouTube, and then when it's basically live on YouTube, there is like an 8 or 9 second, 10 second delay or something like that. That's always been the case. The range was increased to 20 kilometers. What? I'm hearing constant voices of Sakura. Oh, Adam, what you can do is you can either, I would recommend muting YouTube, and then just, you know, talking to me on Discord, because then you're going to hear me twice. When I first saw carriers, I thought of it like this: open the minimap, click on the target, and watch it burn. I have enabled push to top. Okay, so how many people do we have here? Tricks. Okay, I'm gonna invite you guys.
That's where I turned off the YouTube volume.
Daublewood Lita is a licensed product of Quark Enterprises.
One of my favorite ships was the Cation Atrox carrier.
What's the harm in a little friendly wager?
That was a really good ship.
Yes, I always liked it. Still do. The one ship that I remember that was a mission reward ship was the what was it?
The
obelisk carrier.
Yes, the obelisk. Yes. Thank you for reminding. That was the other ship that I really enjoyed. Both the obelisk and the Cation Atrox carrier. Both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, those were good.
It's a shame that carriers are kind of frowned upon because most of their I guess you could say most of their damage comes from their pets.
Don't worry, the table isn't
And unless you have elite quality pets on your carrier, your overall damage output is not as significant.
Yeah, but that's the
DS9 to all Alliance ships. We
that's
are
the
under
reason why
attack by
people
Mirror
don't like it, because it's like you need to. Hey, wait a minute! None of you guys actually came with me. That's weird. That's the whole sacrifice that you do when you're flying carriers. You're basically not part of your build. Is not going to do the entire DPS run on you. It's kind of the reason why people don't enjoy carriers. Is like the AI when it comes to flying the pets that you're going to use. It's better than it used to be. I can tell you that, but it's not where it's supposed to be. Because sometimes you see pets just flying around doing nothing when they're like in the middle of a combat area. It's like surrounded by enemy, and they're like just moving side to side, doing nothing.
True. It does make sense on how the AI utilizes the pets. Yes. The one pets that I've always thought were interesting, I suppose if you were playing as a Klingon or Romulan, are the Orion Siphon drones.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, those are pretty can be quite annoying and devastating because they reduce your power supply. Which brings me to the next question. What significant effects of draining one's power supply have on an enemy? I mean, how does it affect an enemy NPC or another person if you're draining their power supply?
Less power to the enemies to use and more to you to use. Basically that.
Well, I guess the better way of wording it is by draining someone's power supply, that means that they can't utilize their weapons as quickly or science powers. In other words, there's a longer recharge time for them to fire off the weapons or
I would
use
actually
their abilities.
I would just put it directly at it lowers their DPS, because like cannon DPS or just weapons DPS is based on power level, and actually science DPS, a lot of science abilities also, however high your auxiliary power is, also affects your DPS.
But you can also.
But then, moreover, like when you're talking about tax, they live off engine power in a lot of ways. they're small, they have to maneuver.
You may speak, Sakuda.
So, at any rate, if you can actually bring someone to a standstill, which is really helpful in PvP. But the hard thing about like measuring the effect of a drain build is that what's the metric for that? How you can't do DPS, so what's the numbers? What are you measuring? Like the effect on them? It's a lot more nebulous and it's hard to compute. It's hard to get in your head like what that really does. So the question is a really hard question. How do you measure drain? Don't know.
It's there.
Yeah, I mean you can see the power levels go down, but the effect. How do you really measure it? Well, you might be able to see it and you'll feel it, but you can't like. You're not gonna if you parse, a battle where you're doing a lot of drain. You're not gonna see a number coming up for showing how much drain you did. No. So it's kind of almost like proving a negative or proving something that you can't measure directly. It's kind of funny. It is kind of weird.
And just to add to that, when you are like removing power, it's not just engine power or weapon power. You can also remove shield power, and shield power is directly tied up to how strong the shield are going to be from your enemy. You can actually see it when you move your weapon power in your tray from for full tactical going to to defensive mode in your shield or in a balance mode. You're going to get less shields back if you have like a lower amount of shield power, and your beams or your weapons are going to do less damage if you have less power in that category, that tray thing. And same with Ox. If you have like Razzle also just said, like if you have a low amount of auxiliary power, then your gravity well and all of the science abilities are going to be just less effective than when you're going to have like a really high amount of auxiliary power.
So therefore your effectiveness of your shields, your engines, and your weapons and auxiliary abilities are reduced significantly.
Yes.
So in other words, if you're constantly draining somebody with drain abilities, their weapons won't have as much effect. Their shields will be less.
They won't recharge as fast.
They won't recharge. They won't move that fast.
Be able to blow them up faster.
Exactly.
It's definitely a holistic effect. Think of it like malaria. It just saps you.
I apologize for dragging out a question that had such easy answers to it.
It's not easy. It's not easy, honestly.
What I would love to see them do is have it where when you utilize a subsystem targeting ability, have it where the effect lasts for maybe 5 seconds. Or maybe 10 seconds. Whenever you do subsystem targeting, have it where the effect itself lasts maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, that has to do with your auxiliary power.
Yes, I understand that.
Like an Ox to bat, when you use like an auxiliary to bat at that moment, when you drain your entire auxiliary power, you basically cannot use like healing powers or science abilities that basically are or not effectively when your auxiliary power is like low. So it's like. No, but that's a good question. I mean, if you don't understand the game, sure, just Raz is more than capable for answering those kind of questions.
I think the one thing that I remember, I wish I would have took a screenshot of it when I was playing it, but there was one, I can remember, it was when I was playing on Nimbus 3, and myself and all my bridge officers all had the assault miniguns. And I remember going around doing those ground missions and using the assault miniguns. level to literally obliterate the enemy. But the AI is not very good at using ground weapons.
Nope.
No. No, it's better to do. It's better for you, the player, to do the usage of weapons and focus using your bridge officers to carry out other abilities. Like you said in one of your videos, distract the enemy NPCs, draw them away, so you can carry out with the main mission critical task. You know, draw them away so you can get to what you need to do. So you can get behind them and shoot them.
Yeah, it's basically the way STO ideology works. Is you have a point A and point B, and they put enemies between A and B, and you have to go from A to B through the enemies to get to your to your designation, basically. And if you can, you know, get the enemies from within point A and point B, you can basically bypass them.
Flank. Yeah. I was never really good at that. I know this is going to sound silly. When I was playing STO, a lot of times what I would try to do is position my bridge officers in a way to where they would draw out the enemy, and I would be in a stationary stance. I'm trying to draw out the enemy to make them come to me and target them and destroy them that way. But by all accounts, that was wasteful. That I really should have been doing is kind of using bridge officers to draw out the enemy and then circle around kind of circle around the enemy and shoot them to do it that way, where I could have been able to destroy the group of NPCs much faster than trying to take a stationary stance.
Yeah, and in the beginning they actually, when STO actually came out, they had like an entire system designated to ground combat and, you know, tactics and, you know, positioning your bridge officer to a certain location and then stay there and stuff like that. But as it is nowadays, nobody actually uses that anymore. You know, now it's just, you know, do DPS and forget about healing and do, you know, kill the enemies as fast as possible in normal PvE content.
When I was playing, I played either as an engineer or a science, but when I was playing as a science officer, I tried to do a great deal of healing. I was not entirely defensive, but whenever I was part of a TFO, I tried to always do a couple healings. You know, to keep people up and keep going, or either if someone got incapacitated, bring them back.
Yeah.
That was just always my approach to things, but there were times where I can remember I was doing, what was it? It was one of those Borg ground missions, and I remember my character got knocked out, and when I was like saying, hey, can someone help me? I've been knocked out, you know, waiting to be respawned. And it's like everybody just walk off. I'm like, well, that was nice. I helped everybody else when they got knocked out. I don't know what it is, but it's like there's some people, not everybody, but there was some people in STO that would sometimes have this mentality. It's like everybody for themselves. If another player gets knocked out, we'll just leave them. Move on.
Yeah, but that's what you normally get when you're going with people that you don't know.
Yeah.
The famous pickup groups.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fact, when I was playing STO, most of the TFOs that I was ever in were pug groups. I rarely. There was only maybe a couple times where I was playing with other members of my fleet, and that was not that often. It was maybe once a week where I would be playing with members of my fleet. So, yes, most of the majority of the time I was playing TFOs, whether grounds or space, it was with pug groups. But that didn't bother me. Sakuda?
Yes, sir.
Is there any particular ground or space TFO map that you like?
Ground or space? I'm more into ground, to be honest. And what I used to be fond of was, let me just check it up again. I used to love like the old Borg missions, because we, as a team, and Raz can definitely remember the days back. The Borg missions, the like Kitamar in stasis, that was really hard for us. Infected was really hard for us. But what I really enjoy was the what was it? We had to go back. Wait, let me just... no, there is no option to separate them. But I'm trying to locate which one it was.
I remember one ground TFO called the Big Dig, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember that one. That was fun.
That
that was sort of like almost like a prototype battle zone, like the one.
Yeah, we used to actually play that one in live streams, but then they removed it somehow.
Yes, they removed the Big Dig, and there was another one. I wish I could remember the name of it. It involved where you were on. It was ground, and you had to protect you had to protect these citizens against this creature, these creatures that were featured.
The M113 creatures.
The salt lickers.
It was those creatures that give me a moment here.
The salt vampires.
Yes, that was it. Yes, the salt mining creatures. Yeah, that would if they touched you. Yeah. Yes, and you would have to escort several citizens to safety. from this one area across this large map. Yes, Rika. Yeah, there were some great ground maps, and and space maps too, both. I remember I used to enjoy the. It was random. The mirror invasion event, where you had to split into groups, where one group of people would try to destroy a lot of the Terran ships. Another group would have to restore power to generators, and then a third group would have to close the wormholes or singularities that would open up. And depending upon your profession, you would choose those particular that particular objective. And since I was playing as a science officer, I was always the one that would go out and try to close those wormholes.
Do you mean the Mirror Universe event that goes on?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
I used to love that one. That was fun.
Yeah, they usually bring that as a mission, like maybe twice a year. Yeah, they bring that back.
Yeah, it's a shame they did away with the red alert system, where you could be traveling through sector space and you would encounter a mission. Well, you would come across something, and then you could choose to play it or not. Yeah, it's a shame that they removed the red alert missions within sector space, and they made them rather a weekly event.
Yeah.
Is this a glitch or something that each time we join in the team we don't go into the TFO?
I noticed that too.
Again? No, I got Beard of Borg.
Yeah, but I didn't get in. TFO.
Did you click on engage?
We didn't get anything.
Nope.
Ah, that might be a bug then.
Maybe you
the message got was that you guys left the team.
I think what happened is she could have picked a TFO and then invited us in, and we didn't get it.
No, I invited you guys first, and then I joined the random.
Really? I didn't.
Well, then it's just a feature.
A new feature. Yeah.
Parts are ready. Scan the satellites. Parts are...
Who missed the old exploration mission? I don't. Well, Didn't they say like the last season is going to be more on exploration of the galaxy and all that?
Supposedly.
Did you guys explore anything new? I didn't.
Not really.
Picking up multiple enemy signals on sensors.
I'll have to apologize if I do sound like I have a speech impediment because I'm not wearing my dental appliance. So, yes, I don't probably sound very, very clear.
Oh, you're clear enough.
So what was that?
You are clear enough.
Roger, Captain.
Can someone explain the Admiralty system to me? I understand that each ship has different stats to it, but do you have to choose a particular ship type when choosing your Admiralty cards? In other words, like when you're using the Admiralty system, will it sometimes specify a specific ship type, like an escort, science, or cruiser, for a particular mission?
Yeah. You can definitely choose what kind of ships you're going to slot in. There is a section I'm going to show you on the screen, but it's going to be delayed a little bit. It does says on the requirement in the middle section, and it does give you like the option to for the success rate. It gives you like particular numbers, like you need to have like this, and above this you're going to get like better than success. You might get a critical if you go above those, and if you're below them, there is an option, or there is a failure option as well on some of them, not all of them. And slotting different ships together, you know, some might have like a better science than tactical, or tactical than engineering. Those are like different numbers. And if you choose the right one, you can basically increase the number for you to get like a critical outcome. And it's basically just like playing cards. I don't know if you know, all of your ships have like different numbers, different values to them, and you basically need to watch the number of a certain career type. Let's say engineering needs to have a certain amount of number, and then tactical, and then science.
Well, I understand that the Admiralty system is similar to the duty officer system, the DOS system, in that you choose duty officers who have the best qualities for those missions to increase the outcome, the successful outcome. Well, that was always the most, that to me was the one difficult part for me, and that I didn't, during the time that I was playing stuff, I didn't have no 400 duty officers. It's not like I was going around buying duty officers of all different rarities off the exchange, so I would have multitudes of them to be able to do the different DOF missions. But the one DOF mission that I did like doing, well, not the particular DOF mission, rather the particular commendation was the diplomacy one. Because with tier 4,
the entire tier?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You mean the entire tier that you need to level up?
Yes. I think that the diplomacy tier was the one that really had the greatest, well, one of the greatest attributes to it, that it would unlock transwarp abilities to different places. And when you reach tier 4 on the diplomacy commendation, it would allow you to choose a bridge officer from a enemy faction.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. It's a shame that they didn't have any, that there were no special, all the other commendations didn't have something unique about them when you reach tier 4 on the other commendations, whether it was the tactical, science, engineering, and so forth. It seemed like the only commendation that actually gave you any kind of significant rewards was the diplomacy one, because it allowed you, because because as you leveled up on the diplomacy commendation, it unlocked transwarp locations to certain places, and then when you finally reached tier 4, it allowed you to choose a bridge officer from a enemy faction. But all the other commendations didn't really have anything like that.
Picking up the enemy flagship.
All the other commendations, part of the DOS system, didn't have any special awards, which is really kind of ridiculous. They had accolades and titles, but that's it.
And special duty officers.
Yes, you're right. My mistake. You're quite correct. Yes, you could acquire special duty officers, or you would acquire additional duty officers as you leveled up through the different commendations. I actually like the Admiralty system, even though I never did get to actually play it when I was playing Star Trek Online, because they introduced the Admiralty system at a time that I had left Stowe, so I never really had the chance to be able to take advantage of it. But I do like how it's set up, where depending upon which track you take, whether it's the UFP track where you can acquire experience, or the Klingon track where you can acquire dilithium, the Romulan track where you can acquire, I think, crafting materials, and then the Ferengi one where you can acquire dilithium as well. Yeah. And I think that was quite, has been quite effective.
Generator beta is at 75%.
Well, to be honest, the Admiralty system is something that they gave us, the farmers amongst us, something to do, to be honest, because we were actually getting a little bit too good on the whole duty officers, due to the fact that we basically had almost everything purple quality. If you happen to see like my roster of duty officers, I'm like almost at max. I'm at 486, and the majority of them, let's say 80%, is like purple quality. So the majority of duty officer assignment missions that I started, most of them had like a critical outcome. But yeah, that's That's when you're farming. You're basically gathering everything.
Yes. So now I will admit that the duty officer system definitely has its pluses, especially whether you use in certain duty officers in a ground map to enhance certain abilities, or in a space map to reduce bridge officer cooldown reductions, or certain other enhancements. Like there was, what is it? The gravimetrics technician, or astrometric technician that can, I think, can create the chance of an additional Titan's Rift or gravity well. Yeah, I can't remember which particular duty officer that allows you to create an additional Titan's Rift or additional gravity well.
Yeah, that's one of the science ones that I believe.
The one thing I used to do, one of the things I used to do is when I was playing on ground maps, I would sometimes utilize this particular duty officer that would increase your chances of spawning additional turrets or mines or mortars.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
So anytime you would fabricate a mortar, mine, or turret, there was always a chance that you could spawn in it, that it would create even more of them.
Let's play to the bridge with our big ships. I can't switch ships right here. So I got you guys in my team. Who's this?
The limited time rewards have ended. You can still seek out artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
I'm in the Discord team.
Okay, so we got 3 of you guys join random.
Tot morgenavond.
Ja.
Veel plezier, hè?
Ja.
Okay.
Ja, tot morgenavond. Veel plezier. Doei.
Oh god, you heard that, didn't you?
That you don't know that.
Yes, I know they're loud as fuck sometimes here.
That's okay.
And this time I did get a notification to get into the TFO, so I accepted that immediately.
Nice.
Execute Order 66.
Yeah.
There you go. All 3 of us. All 4 of us.
Put the cookie down.
Hey, a familiar one.
Oh god, big ships everywhere.
Can I switch mine? No, too late. Would you have? What is? You have a vengeance, okay.
Yes, I do.
Resistance is futile. I have a question.
Yes.
Well, when I was playing STO, because I was not super great at the game, the most I could ever manage to acquire on the exchange was Mark 12 purple quality. This was no. Actually, I did play the game up until they added the epic quality level 15, but I was not such a good. I say that I was not such a good player to be able to earn ultra rare or epic quality. I was never so good at. I was not good enough to earn that, so I always wound up having to only manage to getting purple quality Mark 12. And these days, most people would consider that to be irrelevant.
Low gear, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of times when I've watched other people who play STO on YouTube, whenever they're talking about the gear on their ship or their character, they'll point out that it's epic quality Mark 15. And I'm thinking to myself, yes, you probably have spent a great deal of time to upgrade something to that mark in your level, or spent a great deal of time and resources to acquire that. It's not like every single person who played STO is going to manage to acquire epic level, epic quality Mark 15 right away.
No, but I don't know if you were playing the game when they did this, but there is an option right now to increase the mark level. Let's say you get a Mark 10 or Mark 12 from the reputation, and there is an option to increase the grade. Mark 13, Mark 14, Mark 15. And the same system also utilizes an increasement in quality. Rare to very rare to all the way to epic. So you don't have to buy all of this.
Through the use of the equipment upgrade system where you'd use tech points.
Yes.
Yes, I remember using that system, but you'd have to. But for me, I found that somewhat problematic because, like I said, I wasn't the greatest player in the game, and you didn't see me going around earning over 16,000 dilithium every day. Because often it would, because when you use the upgrade system, it would utilize tech points along with dilithium.
Yeah.
So you had to have a certain amount of dilithium and tech points to really get a sufficient outcome. The one thing that I did like about STO, and I still like about it, is the R&D, the research and development aspect, where you can create your own gear, whether regardless of mark level or quality. as well as with your as well with certain what is it? Procs on it? Not procs. But certain qualities about it. You know, like a critical chance, critical severity, etc. You can actually sometimes create gear with specific qualities. I think the one thing I would love to see, I don't know if they'll ever I don't know if Cryptic would ever have it, but here's an idea, and I know this may sound silly, but it could be utilized. Okay, let's say you wanted to change a bridge officer's traits. Now you couldn't change the innate trait, the 2 innate traits, but you could choose. But you could, let's say you wanted to change the other 2 traits. Out of all 4, you could only out of all 4 traits you could only change the other 2, not the inherent innate ones. But it'd be nice if they had like a research and development system where if you spent so much dilithium and use other resources, you could choose the quality. You could choose the quality of a specific trait for your bridge officers, but you could only change, like I said, you could only change 2 out of the 4 traits, and it would be through the research and development system.
Yeah, they haven't done that. They haven't finalized that.
Like I said, if they were to have it where you could change 2 out of the 4 bridge officer traits, and have it where you could change the quality, where you could choose to change the actual traits and the quality of them, it could be done through the research and development system. But here's the thing though. You couldn't just simply add any and all traits to your bridge officers. There would be, I would make sure you would be certain limitations of which traits that you could actually change or add. But that would have been an interesting idea.
Yeah, but what kind of traits would you like to change though?
Well,
or to what?
Like I said, you wouldn't be able to change the innate traits. Well, let's say you had an Andorian. Andorians have co-dwelling and theory. That's their innate traits. But let's say that the other 2 traits is give them superior creativity and superior aggression, or superior something else.
So let's say out of 4 of those traits that it has, you could change 2.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to make it more reasonable, just have it where you could only change 1 out of all those traits. Yeah. I guess that would be a more reasonable accommodation. Just be able to where you can just choose 1 trait to change, but it couldn't be the innate trait, because under the Andorians they have co-dwelling in theory, were either cold dwelling, acute senses, or their innate traits. You couldn't change the innate ones, but you could just change one other trait, and that's it.
Rip your greens.
No, I don't mean to get rid. I don't mean to get rid of all your lower quality bridge officers. No.
No, there could be
I've
like a
actually-
system where you could like use your green suit to level up, just like the duty officer assignment missions that you have.
Yeah.
To increase them in grade.
You know,
I know what you mean.
it would be. I would love to see something where you could level up your bridge officers. Just as you go through the game and your character levels up, I would love to have it where your bridge officers could level up alongside you as they gain experience. Yeah, I would love to see something like that. Where instead of having to spend experience points to add new skills.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, take that back. Instead of having to spend experience points to level up your bridge officers from ensign, lieutenant commander, and then finally to commander, I would love to have it where your bridge officers could level up alongside you as they gain experience, and therefore your bridge officers would go from ensign to commander. They would gain bridge officer experience as the same way as you gain experience. It would make it easy to me. I think it would make it easier at being able to level up your bridge officers overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's what I was trying. Yes, I apologize. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
No worries.
Yeah, that would. I was thinking of that concept because it would make it easier where you wouldn't have to go around acquiring experience just to level up your bridge officers in general. It would make it where your bridge officers along you would level up in the same way. Yeah. So you wouldn't necessarily have to you wouldn't have to go around earning additional XP to level up all the bridge officers in your entire roster. I remember that was really the one thing that really bugged me to death, because I used to have a large roster of bridge officers, and whenever I would have to level them up, I would have to use bridge officer experience and have the level them up from ensign to commander.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I didn't have enough XP, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to do more grinding again to get more XP. Yeah, that would be nice if they had some. I mean, because they have character leveling up. Okay, I mean, in the game, your character levels up. They have leveling. Well, yes, they now have T6 leveling starships
But there's an Elachi
that
force
level
in
up
main
as
engineering
well.
trying to sabotage our singularity core. Take them out.
Yeah. Why not have it where your bridge officers could level up alongside you throughout the game?
Yeah, but I mean, leveling up the bridge officers wasn't really a big issue to begin with. In all honesty, I mean, you got the bridge officer, and he gains the experience whenever you play like normal content where you actually need bridge officers.
Yeah, you do make a valid point. There are certain missions where you don't necessarily need them, and then there's some where I guess you do. I guess it depends upon your skills overall and the quality of the gear on your character. Yeah. Me personally, I was never super... Okay. I need to rectify. I'm not going to say I wasn't the greatest player. I tended to play from a defensive standpoint. It's like a lot of times I would try to help other players stay alive. Yes, I would try to do damage, yes, but I was never focusing on just trying to blow up the enemies. I was always trying to help the other players keep alive in the game, even if their playing ability was 10 times greater than mine. Because whenever you're playing on a ground or space map and you see half the people, you see 4 out of 5 people that are dead and having to wait to respawn. Yeah. I mean, that's the way I was. I can remember one time doing, what was it? That Borg space map. And I remember going around doing a lot of transfer shield strength to different people. While at the same time I was trying to do a lot of damage at the same time. But also was trying to keep some of the other players alive. Yeah. I don't know. I guess most people seem to think that support role is a joke within STO.
I don't agree with that, but it's not a pure support class these days, because if you're talking about support or if you're talking about like a tank, then STO is not really supportive of that role. You still do, even though you have like a support role, so you basically need to hold all of the enemies in place and need to focus on that. You're still doing DPS.
Yes. It's not a pure support role.
It's not a pure support role. It's not a pure tank role. It's not a pure DPS role, because you're still doing survivability.
It's an amalgamation of those.
Exactly.
That's like I remember someone said, this sounds so silly, but that's like I remember someone saying that you could be a tactical officer and you could tank. A tanky tactical officer? Well, I understand that. I can understand that from a ground map standpoint, but a space map, most of the escorts, depending upon the gear that you have on your ship, most escorts may not necessarily be able to survive that much unless what I call where you're doing move like a bumblebee, move like a fly, sting like a bumblebee. Yeah, zip in and out. Yeah. That's what I always noticed a lot of times with some people who played played in an escort. They would sometimes either sit their ship right in front of an enemy and just simply shoot there, or some people would kind of go zoom around shooting at the different enemies. But the one thing I always learned is, as you pointed out in one of your videos, Sakuda, you don't want to be stationary. You always want to be moving.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I always would think that if you're having your ship sitting stationary in one spot, shooting at something, you're going to be drawing in more. You could be drawing in more enemies to you, or at least towards you, because the enemy AI says, "Hey, look at that ship just sitting there. Let's go take it."
No, that's right. But yeah. But anyway, it's gonna be 4 o'clock. In about 10 minutes, I have to walk my dog. We could continue this conversation later on if you guys are into that. But right now, I kind of have to go.
Thank you, Mr. Sakuta, sir.
You are most welcome. Thank you for being here with us.
You're welcome. I'm gonna let you get going because
Thank you so much.
I have to do a couple things myself.
Nice.
You have a good day, Sakuta.
You guys have a good day as well, and have an awesome weekend if we don't talk to one another for the next time. I'm gonna try to come back and start the live stream again. Maybe get other people here as well, maybe tubes and stuff like that. Oh man, look at this guy. This guy got a Zankethi as a hologram. I hate him. I hate him.
The Horgon hunt has started.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I will try to get back later, but right now I'll really have to go. So thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you guys later.
You too.